Meanwhile, I can start my presentation without the slides.
Sure.
It is very simple. Basically, what was before 7.0, we already had some possibility to monitor a website, but this was limited to getting some return code and some pattern. So if we were looking for pattern inside the web pages, but as you can imagine, this is not sufficient. We have a customer, our reference customer for this kind of monitoring is an insurance company in Italy, and they have more than 100 different scenarios about monitoring website. As you can imagine, they are interested not only in receiving a return code or receiving some information about the web pages, but they need to simulate a complete process of making an insurance contract. So starting from the site, decide what is the filling some forms, moving around different possibilities inside the site, and so on. And this was absolutely not possible before Zabbix 7.0. So what they currently use is another solution that is based on an old product, an old scheduler from Hewlett-Packard. I'm from Hewlett-Packard, so I will say that is a very good product. Unfortunately, is a little old, and so is, for instance, I will only give you one indication that is works.
Okay.
That is, this product needs Internet Explorer to run. It's not possible to run this product using other browser incompatibility mode or whatever. So they are asking for another solution. Okay, so this already spoke. This is a real scenario, for instance, for a telecom portal. If you wanted to make the contract and you have to move around and having submitting requests and so on. And this is possible now with Zabbix 7.0 with the browser item. So we can do whatever we want. We can use a WCubec module. We can use Selenium, but if you want, you can use a Cypress or whatever you can find. You can also find some relevant comparison between the different possibilities that you have. But what is interesting is that first, you need some competencies in JavaScript, because you have to write a JavaScript. Second, you need to analyze the HTTP pages, the HTML language, and so you need to be clever in this. You have to be trained on this. But this is not the only problem that you have, because there is also the problem about the number of this scenario. As I told before, in this customer, we have more than 100 of different scenarios, complex scenarios. This means that every time something changes, for whatever reason, I remember a couple of months ago, they introduced the choice for the cookie. So suddenly, every scenario failed, because there is one interaction more in each scenario. And so we have a colleague that have to, every day basically, have to modify some of this scenario. And this is a long, tedious, and prone to errors task. What is, what is our dream? Our dream is to describe what is possible, what we need to do in natural language, and find a way to generate the JavaScript code. This is not a dream, this is possible using artificial intelligence. So, what the artificial intelligence does is to take our requests and move around in the HTML pages, looking for tags, looking for whatever, relevant strings, and so on, and automatically generate the JavaScript code. Very nice. This possibility, this is a possibility to automatize this process, and this is also good for our colleague that can work on other stuff instead of passing their days on doing this job. I have here a small demo about what is possible to do. Okay, we use Selenium as I told before. Okay, we'll start the demo, is offline, so it will work. No problem for this. We are working on the Zabbix site, and we are looking for a particular template about Cisco Catalyst. So we are looking around in the site, we are moving around, passing through different choices, and so on, up to arriving to our landing page with the template that we need to choose. And this is only an example. We can do whatever we want on a website. So one step more, we arrived to the integration solution. As you know, you all know this site. So we need to tell what exactly the Cisco Catalyst, and about the Cisco Catalyst we can choose between the different templates that we have. Okay, the artificial intelligence already wrote the JavaScript. Is it possible to run the JavaScript without, outside Zabbix, use the command that is the last command in this slide? And so this works. And from this scenario, you can, from this scenario, you can you can design your dashboard. We decided to put the different steps, because in this way it's more clear what we are doing. And you can have metrics. You can understand if the site is working or is not working. And you can solve your problem. And this is the first part of our presentation. But we can do more. Please.
Yes, thanks, Angelo. Yes, of course, that's not all, because when we talk about artificial intelligence, there is always something more to say. And beyond browser monitoring, we have seen during these days that AI can help us in several ways. For example, providing real-time insight into metrics, into events, into history of our data. Can offer predictive analytics of the future to try to foresee what will happen, and reducing alerts and noise. We have seen just a couple of presentations before. And so AI can enhance monitoring capabilities. But as you know, we have also some challenges to address. The first one is that every environment, host, application, has some specific particular behavior. So it's very difficult to train a single model to fit all possible scenarios. That's a common challenge. And also general language models are good for general purposes, but are not very effective when we talk about monitoring. So they usually can provide some explanation about a problem, but lack context. So, for example, if we have a problem message from our database when connected to the database, for example, the server has reached its maximum allowable number of client connection. Of course, AI can tell us some possible causes, some possible solutions, but does not explain a lot, because it cannot have the context. So is that useful? Yes, maybe. Is that much more useful than chatting with ChatGPT? Probably not, because the lack of context. So there is several approaches. We have seen a lot of beautiful ideas in this summit. And our proposal is to try to use multimodal models with vision capabilities. Okay. So this model can analyze graphs, dashboards, and provide more contextual information. For example, we can submit this image, which is a screenshot of a dashboard which contains a lot of graphs about my database instance. For example, database matrix, database size, logs, several types of logs in the same graph, number of bloating tables, number of queries, slow queries. And the model, hopefully, will try to interpret this screenshot. So the first result is that each graph has been split and analyzed separately. So we have some interpretation of the database size, which is constantly growing. There are some logs with a peak in database logs, and so on. So this is kind of multimodal and also multi-metric application of AI. And so what can you get? You can get a final explanation of what's happening in that screenshot. So we have a list of key elements. For example, database size is steadily increasing. And also a conclusion, okay? So about database size, about spikes in logs. There is an increase in slow queries on March 4th, and so on. So this can give us a more context about the issue and the situation that we are addressing. Okay, so of course, artificial intelligence can be a powerful tool, but we need to learn how to use it in the right way, of course. And of course, it's always a battle between buzzwords and commercial solution, which is sometimes difficult to interpret. Maybe we can use also artificial intelligence to help us in this. Okay, so that's all. Thank you very much.